everybody, welcome back. I know I missed posting for a couple days. I'm so sorry. I had to kind of delay my Kwanzaa celebration. Unfortunately, I was dealing with another issue, and I will actually talk about it on the 7th night that I'll post in the next video, which the Hi everybody, Kwanzaa Kwanzaa. Welcome back. As you may have noticed, haven't been on in a couple days, so I didn't get to post the last 2 nights of Kwanzaa, but I'm ready to celebrate now, and it's okay. You know, I was dealing with another issue, and it's actually something that will come into play on the 7th night video where we talk about faith, and I'll tell you more about it. But let's talk about the 6th night of Kwanzaa. So, 6th night of Kwanzaa, I let you know, is Kuumba, which is creativity. So let's see what the Nguzo Saba says. To do always as much as we can in the way we can in order to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited it. I'm going to read that one again because I think it's really powerful, but also I remember reading it the first time and going, creativity and the wording seem different to me. So I'm going to read it again. To do always as much as we can in the way we can in order to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited it. So I think that this principle is really interesting because when I think of creativity myself, I think of artists of all different kinds, visual artists, performers, all of those things. And I do believe that creativity in that way helps improve our world and our community and all of those things. But what I also think this is about is to be creative in how we want to improve our world, finding creative ways to better our community and to leave the world better than when we entered it, you know? The story that I'd like to share with you about creativity, you'll notice behind me, I have up some of the art that I've been given by kids. I have way more than this, but I just put up a few things. Some of the art or letters or different things like that that have been given to me by some of the kids that I teach. And the person I want to tell you about is an artist, one of the kids from Kenya. So when I was volunteering there at the children's home, I had 24 children between the ages of 8 and 18 that I was doing a social emotional curriculum. We were working on those things, but through games and writing exercises and theater games and all different types of ways to reach them. And what was really amazing is that these kids were just born artists. Every single one of them had something extraordinary. They either were an amazing painter or like drawing, singers. There were quite a few singers that had beautiful voices. They loved to dance. And I just was so impressed by that. So one of the things that we did is we created a showcase. So towards the last week and a half I was there, I said the last night of my work with them, we would do a showcase for each other and for, you know, the director and his wife and his daughter and their family. And they could do anything they wanted. They could, if they decided to draw a picture, then they would just come up and explain what they did, right? So it was an incredible night, incredible night. The kids' talent was just, I mean, I wish the world could have seen it. It was amazing. But there's this one kid, Richard, and Richard was the oldest in the group, I think. He and one other boy were the oldest. And he was this very quiet, came across as a little maybe insecure when I first met him. And then what I realized is he just was like a quiet leader because every kid looked up to this guy. And he and I just like built this friendship. We ended up sharing books. Like I would read a book and I'd pass it to him that he'd read it. And we just had this really amazing connection. And so the last night when we were doing our showcase, wherever, if anyone did like a picture that they want to put up, we created a wall that was an art gallery. And he put up this piece of art. Now this is not the art behind me, but this is from one of the kids in Kenya. His piece of art is actually like in a different area framed, and it was too much to bring it over. But I looked at it before the showcase, and he put up there in big letters like Bigfoot, and then it said like the big foot of crystal or something like that. And I remember looking at it going like, hey, you know, what is this about? You know, and I thought he was making kind of like a joke. And I teased him a little bit. We had that kind of thing going on. So then then time comes for him to present his picture. And what he starts to talk about is that, and this is something I had learned from also my friend John, who I had mentioned, who drove me in Kenya, about the idea that they believe in Kenya is that you should follow in the footsteps of those that came before you. So the idea is that you look at the footprints, right? You look at what these people that came before you have done, and you follow in their step and follow behind them. And so when he came up to describe this picture, what he was saying is that I had a big footprint in his life, that he wanted to follow in my footsteps, that he wanted to go and help people like I was coming and helping them. And I remember just being so moved and emotional. You know, I'm getting emotional just talking about it. He was so quiet all the time. It was hard to get him to talk sometimes. And then he comes up and he felt so much, and he put it in this piece of art and he gave it to me to take home with me. And it just, I think about that on the day when we talk about creativity and to do always as much as you can in any way you can. You know, I was doing as much as I could to help them, and it made an impact. And they made an impact on me, you know? And so I think creativity, like I said, it can mean actual creative efforts, but it can mean how creatively can you improve this world. So with that in mind, let me start lighting these candles for creativity, Kuumba. So we're going to start with our unity candle in the middle. And then we're going to use that to light our other candles. So we have our own, this was our umoja, our unity candle. And now we're lighting our kujichagulia, self-determination. This is ujima, collective work and responsibility. Ujama, cooperative economics. Here's Nia, which was purpose. And here we are with Kuumba, creativity. So to all my artists out there, let's think about how we can make this world a better place. This year, I think we've all been saved, this past year, I should say, we've all been saved by the arts, by just having things to watch and things to read and things to do in these crazy times. And I want to give a special amount of love to my kids in Kenya and to Richard for that amazing piece of art, and for all the kids that I work with. They just, I mean, they blow me away all the time. And so thank you for joining me. I am going to follow this right up. The next video will be night 7, delayed. But thank you so much for following along and joining me in celebrating Kwanzaa.